chosen one because the males are all solitary, the females live in groups or bands, and the males just come around for mating purposes when the females see fit. Long sharp claws and long wiggly nose on this guy are so that he can dig into the ground or pull the bark off of trees to eat bugs and grubs and worms and such as that. He also would eat any small mammal he could get a hold of. He'd be happy to eat any lizard or amphibian that he could find. He likes to go up into the trees and get the bird eggs out of the bird nest. He's not likely to catch a bird itself, but he'll be heck on the edge. So this guy's favorite things to eat here on the farm are hard-boiled eggs and grapes and blueberries and superworms. He likes to run up into the trees out of the petting farm. And he shakes the branches like this, and the leaves rain down, and the petting farm animals run around and go, "It's raining food, it's raining food." And he sits in the top and goes, "Oh, you fools." And they all have a wonderful time. This guy was bottle raised in the living room until he was about 8 months old. But he can run straight up the walls of things just as fast as he can run across the ground. So it gets pretty old pretty quick having an animal in your house that runs all the way to the top of the ceiling and drops things. So now he's down here on the farm tour. The two in the next one beside him are a mated pair. So we do expect to have excuse me, baby Coatis here sometime pretty soon. She tends to turn dark colored right before she has a baby, and she usually is the honey brown color, this guy right here, and she is really dark colored right now, so she likely will have a baby fairly soon. She also turns super friendly right before she has a baby, which is what she is right now. So this guy is Coda. Good boy, Coda.
You have a good time? Okay. You get to see all of the animals. Oh, good. That's good.
Up to 5.
Up to 5.
She's only had babies here once, and the time she did, she had 1. But the people that had her before us said that she had a litter of 5 the first time. Thank you. This guy, his name is Bakugan. If anybody remembers the Bakugan toys, the little toys that makes into a ball, and then it springs out into a toy when you hit it with a magnet. This guy don't need a magnet. So this is a Brazilian 3-banded armadillo. So his carapace, this is his front half, this is his back half, and these are his 1, 2, 3 moving bands. All these little tiny star patterns on him are little bony plates that are all held together with his skin. So if you feel the wide parts feel most like skin, the rest of it feels kind of like a shell, even though it's little bony plates. And so this guy's MO is to roll up into a ball, and then it'll be like, "I don't believe you can get me." And that's how he stays safe in the world. But this is his head, this is his tail, and then he just comes out, and he's just a normal little animal. And this guy, we call him Baku for short. And I think the coolest thing about him is the way his little ears go. But he makes into a complete ball, and nothing can get to him. And he can run around like that. And he is of the super group Zathorans. And Zathorans, he just ran behind that cage. Zathorans are mammals with a hinged spine. So those would include hedgehog, it would include armadillos and anteaters and sloths. Those are mammals with a hinged spine. So they all can ball up to one degree or another, but this guy is the certified professional at it. So he does make the complete ball. And if you're going to see this guy in a Disney movie, that would be El Dorado. This is the animal they use for a ball in their sport in El Dorado. And just a cute little animal is what he is. Now these guys are strange. They almost always give birth to identical quadruplets, and they're almost always male. So females of these are hard to come across. I'm still waiting to get a female for him. When I finally do, because I'm a teen of the 80s, it'll be named Shaka Khan to go with Bakugan. And then I'm going to get them all their little walkout music, so we'll hit the button, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. So we'll see how that goes.
Here, we'll just switch with you, John.
Oh, yeah.
Just switch it with him. There you go. Perfect.
These next ones have a similar theory of defense as Baku does. These are hedgehogs. So these guys, when they ball up, they're quite sharp. Their quills all stick up like this. And where Bakugan will lay down on the ground and say, I don't believe you can get me, these ones will ball up and they'll say, go ahead and try. See how that works out for you. So when they are balled up, their quills all stick out, tangent to their skin in every direction like that. And they're quite sharp. But then when they calm down and they lay out like that, their quills all lay down. So you can just pet them from front to back. A needle is only sharp on one point. If you petted them from back to front, you would have a very different experience. I don't recommend that. So if you're trying to take a picture with one, you take your hand and you put it behind his front feet so he doesn't just close up with a ball. Then you just be like, oh, aren't we a cute pig? And you take pictures with them like that. If you're trying to pick one up, you put your hands under them like this because they're soft on the bottom. And you just pick them up like that. If you guys would like to pick them up, you are welcome to. So this guy is partially albino. We do have an albino one in there as well. And Thomas gave a really good example of how the color on an albino animal works. Obviously, he's not at all albino. But his wattles and his gobbles, as you were seeing, turn completely white when he's not actively pumping blood into them. Well, an albino animal, which this is only partially, but if a genuine albino animal, albino doesn't mean white, it means lacking pigmentation. So when you see an albino animal, it looks like it has pink skin and red eyes. It doesn't have either one. It has translucent skin. You're seeing its red blood cells through its skin. That's what makes its skin look pink. And its eyes are full of a clear viscous liquid. That's what makes them shiny. And then their red blood cells behind their eyes are what gives it the red color. So that is why they look the way that they look. I gotta do my hands first. One second.
Alright guys, I have a micro squirrel.
Oh, okay, wait a minute, I'm sitting here still thinking, never mind, I'll take it for that one. It's up here, honey. Come here, look. Look
Look
at
at
it.
it, you wanna hold it?
Oh, I will. Look here. Look here. Look here, baby. Look here.
You wanna hold it?
Look at it. Oh, look.
So a micro squirrel is the world's smallest type of squirrel. Those ones are from South Africa, and it's called an African pygmy squirrel or an African pygmy dormouse. But they are the world's smallest type of squirrel. That dude weighs 20 grams. So that is just a shade over 1 ounce, so you're going to need about 20 of them to make a pound of squirrels.
That girl, boy, what?
I believe this one is the girl out of the mating pair.
Look at she's got a pet already.
Yeah. You like it?
Anything little like that, that's what she
It's
loves.
looking at you, ain't it?
These ones actually make excellent pets, maybe not for that age range, but they live in a 10-gallon aquarium, and you clean that aquarium 4 times a year, and they eat about $20 worth of food in a whole year. So they're really great pets. And they will bond to an individual person. We only use the leashes because a lot of people hold them here, but if it's your squirrel, it won't run away from you. It'll just be like a dog.
She's your little thing, ain't you? Where'd you?
Make sure to go back and try cages.
She is happy as she is. She loves that.
Did you like that?
You like it, don't you, honey?
Alright, so these guys are sugar gliders.
Look.
These ones are marsupials. You know what marsupial means? That is mammals with a pouch. So kangaroos are marsupials and sugar gliders are marsupials. When their babies are born, a sugar glider's baby is the size of 1 single grain of rice. And it goes up into its mother's pouch and latches onto a teat and then stays there for a long period of time. And these guys are welcome to pet. You can hold them if you like. They,
I'll pet. You wanna pet it? Okay, come on over here. Easy. Look at it, what you
look
going.
how big his tail is.
Look at it. See?
Between his nose and his tail, he's about as long as most of my arm, isn't he?
You're seeing.
Back in the pouch.
And then this one is just a little bit younger than he is. This one's just a little bit smaller. See how little cute he is.
Easy. Right there. No, I pet it. Look at it.
She's an encourager, isn't she? Oh, yeah.
Everybody has to see it.
He's all right. Are you having a good time? I don't think you are. You are rotten to death.
All right, guys, these next ones are going to be the cute squad. Cute squad is a bunch of little bottle-fed baby animals that are going to come out here and see you.
Look at that. Oh, that was soft.
Hey, babies.
Did you see that?
Uh-oh, look at these.
These guys we call the cute squad. So the black one here is Llama Del Rey. The taller of the two gray ones, and she's a llama. The two gray ones are both alpacas. The taller one is Tyler, because that dude looks like a lady. The other one is Socks. Pretty obvious why. The sheep that's over there by the gentleman is named Dodge because he's a ram. And the two great salt and pepper gray goats there are salt, and pepper. The blonde one there is Blondie, and the tiny one there is named Tiny because we're just creative like that. You're welcome to pick up the sheep and goats and pet them and hold them. They're all tame.
Oh, look up here.
And you guys are a little more my age, so you might appreciate this one. It's called Liza Minnelli.
Okay.
See the resemblance.
Yes, we're
Oh, baby, can she eat some of this?
They're still on bottle, so they won't eat much of that.
Well, she come up here when I give you which one it is. Look at you, how did you do that? How do you get
That
that
guy's a baby dromedary camel. He is 3 months old.
their bedding is made out of
He was born April the 2nd. His name is Prince Ali. And the other one in there with him is Elvis. Elvis is his babysitter.
Oh, no, he's a dog, yeah. It's all bottle right now, so. I'm just trying to sell
Michaela. That's your name, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you want to give Liza her book?
So all these babies, llamas, and alpacas are all covered up with shavings like this. That's part of their natural defense. So llamas and alpacas, their first baby coat of hair has a little tiny barb on the end of every hair, so everything sticks to them. So when they're a baby and their mother's going to go out looking for food, they're covered up with grasses and twigs and sticks and whatever else is laying around where they are. And then they're just naturally camouflaged because everything sticks in their baby coat. Their adult coat isn't near as sticky. Neat that. Baby goats are some joyous animals.
My brother's got a lot of goats, and they're
Come on, guys. Let's go.
I'm sorry, I know you're on tour, but Vladik needs you to call him because they're having questions about the order he's trying to pick up.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
Good call, guys.
Go to bed. Go to bed. I'm gonna get Tootsie out for you guys. Tootsie is a bad dragon.
Ultra fresh and lamb, ultra fresh. The bag is.
Go to bed. Do you want to pet? Do you want to pet
Yeah.
Tootsie to that?
Yep, that's what we need.
This is Tootsie. She likes to be on our chest. We're trying to look at Tootsie. Teeny. You guys have time?
Thank you, sir. Your hand's full, huh?
It's cool, isn't it? So they look intimidating, but they don't feel intimidating, right? So you can see how we use this arm stand right here? If you want to, you can camouflage really well in that. Oh, sorry.
She's got worms in here.
Yeah, that's what she
That's
eats.
what she eats right there, see?
Yummy.
Worms.
Good.
Them they, see?
I'm sure she
Get her belly.
She does. She loves bugs. She loves her bugs.
Yeah.
Her crickets and her worms.
She likes the worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that farmland anywhere, she'll get it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's in there. She'll take care of it.
She'll take care of that fly.
Yeah, she will.
Oh, it is in there, ain't it?
Should we put her in there now? You done with her? Oh, thank you for helping.
I'll be. Okay, she's beyond what she can do.
Alright, you close it?
Way beyond. what
Good
she
job. Good job.
can- They might hire you, honey.
Oh, yeah.
You can check, you can run.
Yeah, they're all back up now.
Chase them.
Yeah, you can work with these animals.
So you can work with them and what, and hear them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me get our back-trim camel out. You guys can see him?
Oh, it's exciting out, so yes.
Hey,
You ain't going over, honey.
Just came right here. I won't
She
take
ain't
that.
gonna do nothing.
Hey.
And look what they look at. Gonna hurt.
What is it? Oh.
Your breath is stinky.
Man, it's hot in here when you shut that door.
We gotta pay you, I guess, because she said tap it up.
Yeah.
Look at this baby.
Oh my goodness, looky there.
Look at this. You gonna come pet
Oh,
it?
I'm going down.
You gotta walk very slow to it, okay?
So,
Oh, you don't have to run.
He
just-
loves to be petted.
Hey, good.
Let's put him up here, okay? This is a boy.
Oh, okay, this is a little boy. Now, see?
Yeah. So this camel's got two humps, which means he's a bacterian camel.
and get those pictures.
Other than a
looks like
dromedary
they're doing
camel, which is what
finals
Mr. Prince Ali is.
Oh,
And he's still kind of learning how to walk on a lead line right now. Look at this baby. He's a bottle fed baby. Could you imagine bottle feeding to this baby this big?
How old is?
I'm not sure how old he is. I believe, John, how old is he?
1 month.
My.
So he's 1 month, and I know Prince Ali is 3 months old.
Wow.
Yes.
How big do they get then?
They get pretty big. So do you see this stall right here? I'll show you that stall as well. That one's a little bit better. But do you see how tall they are? Their humps are going to touch that top
Oh,
right
you're joking.
Being for real.
Oh.
This guy is a Bactrian. Bactrians can get even bigger. A Bactrian can get 8 feet tall.
So he'll get
And Ed is 7.5. And a Bactrian can get 2,200 pounds.
Hi, baby. Hi,
That is
sweetheart.
Prince Ali. That is a dromedary camel, which means he's only going to have 1 hump.
Oh, yes, I know.
So if you had any hope of remembering the 2 words, you could easily enough remember that a Bactrian is 2 hump because a capital B on its back has 2 humps in it, and a dromedary is 1 hump because a capital D on its back has 1 hump in it.
This is what, 1, 2. Really? Is this double?
And Deuce down there doesn't really look like he has 2 humps exactly right now because he's just been born, so his humps haven't filled up with fat and stood up yet. But their humps are full of fat, not full of water. So this guy is Willie. Willie is an iguana. He is a very old iguana. He's at the very least 18 years old. Beyond that, we really don't know. He loves to be petted. So if you pet him up here, hey, stay here, buddy. If you pet him up here, he feels all bumpy and rough. If you pet him back here, he feels like sandpaper or something. If you pet him underneath, he feels like a snake, and if you feel him right here, he feels like a purse or a wallet or something. He's in the middle of shedding right now. When I just was petting his side there, see how those bumps on his side come off in the shed, part of the shed, and his new ones are underneath. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah.
And his needles also shed. Let me see if there's any loose here. So after he's done shedding, his colors will be far brighter than they are right now. You see the way his skin is just all shedding off like this?
How often do they shed?
A couple times a year. So the weather has just been changing, so he's shedding quite a bit right now. And looking to see where one of his quill things are loose with a shed underneath of it. Doesn't look like any of those are loose yet. But his quills all pop off also, and the new one will be underneath of there. Doesn't look like any of them are loose yet.
You want a treat, buddy?
This guy is a vegetarian. He eats nothing but veggies, but he eats piles and piles of them.
You see me?
Yep, he goes right at the salad. So this guy is an arboreal creature like the Coati was. So he is meant to live in the trees. Those sharp claws, just like the Coati's claws, make him an excellent climber. When he's done shedding, his legs will be more coppery brown and his back will be more green. So his back will blend in with the leaves of trees and his legs will blend in with the branches of the trees. And then his disguise, he has a form of mimicry. So if a predator is coming at him, he will close his eyes and turn his head sideways like this. And he'll be trying to show that this great big round thing on the side of his face is his eyeball. Because if he was actually a lizard with an eyeball that big, he would be an alligator. And an awful lot of things that would think that an iguana might be a tasty snack are not going to want to tangle with an alligator. So it's a form of mimicry. This next lizard also has a form of mimicry. So this girl here is named Tootsie. Tootsie is a bearded dragon. So he's a good natural size, shape, and color to live in trees and hide well. She's a good size, shape, and color to live in the desert and disguise herself well. And that one's form of mimicry is to mimic an alligator with a big round thing on his side that's meant to look like it's his eyeball. This one is mimicking another type of lizard that has sharp spikes down both sides. So it's hoping that a predator would look at it and say, don't want a mouthful of needles, better not eat that. But the reason that this is disguise and not defense is because these are completely fake. They're just little rubbery things. There's no sharpness to them, but all you guys are welcome to come and pet this girl if you like.
They just petted him
I
with
already had
her.
Tootsie out
Oh, you already had this out?
while you're on the phone call.
Oh, great. Did you get these out?
No, just Tootsie.
All right, so these next ones up here are leopard geckos.
Yeah, he's okay.
These ones have their own form of mimicry. No two leopard geckos look alike, but can anybody guess what this is trying to mimic? To help it, yeah, maybe, to help it to not get eaten in the wild. He's all right. He just wants to be in the sun. You can leave it open.
Gee, Joe, if Braden's gonna get out.
So what's true of a lot of lizards and amphibians that are brightly colored?
Oh,
A lot of those would be poisonous. So this one is trying to say, hey y'all, it might be poisonous. You don't want to eat me. Many lizards or amphibians that are brightly colored in the wild are poisonous. So this one is trying to mimic a poisonous animal to help it stay safe out in the wild. Now, out of all the lizards that are here, if you were looking for a pet for your child, only buy this for someone you don't like, because they are going to spend the rest of their life driving back and forth to PetSmart and Petco looking for live crickets for these to eat. This one is a carnivore. It only eats live bugs. The other ones, the iguana down there is an herbivore. It eats nothing but veggies. And the bearded dragon there is an omnivore. And it will eat fruits, veggies, but you can, instead of having to give it live crickets or whatever, you can just give it little balls of bearded dragon food that has the nutrients that it needs in there.
It's okay, baby.
Could you take her phone and take a picture of it?
I'm not sure that probably.
Alright.
Now we're going to see a bird.
You have the door shut for this one?
Yeah, probably. This bird may fly while we have it out.
Sorry, Bubba.
Do what?
These two are Skittles and Tiki. So Tiki is the one closer to me. That one is a scarlet macaw. And Skittles is the one further from me. He is a rainbow macaw or a Catalina macaw. The Catalina macaw is a crossbred pair, but it is its own breed. So the way that you get a Catalina macaw is by breeding a scarlet, which this one is, with a blue and gold, which we don't have here. But the reason that they are a breed of bird is if you breed two Catalinas, you will get a Catalina. There are other cross breeds of macaws that is not true of, that they either are sterile or they don't breed true to themselves. So these guys are both 1.5-year-old male macaws. They are besties. They like to hang out together all of the time. And one of them may or may not show us how they fly here. You gonna hold a stick up, Kevin?
If she can just stay really close to whoever she's next
Why don't
to.
you walk down closer to me? Here he comes. That's how the birds like to fly. So as I mentioned outside, our birds are fully flighted. They fly if they want to. And they just come back. See if he wants to take another trip across the barn. Come on, Tiki.
Tiki?
Well, they did it once and that's good. Oh, here he goes again. Let's see if he wants to. There he comes back. Good boy, Tiki. All right, everybody say goodbye to the macaws.
Wait, right back over. That's a fly.
I don't think you're going to see one of them. No.
No.
All right, you guys remember seeing the great big white mute swans outside? This is a baby mute swan. And it's like, I'm gonna get ya. So it's giving me what for? It's biting me to keep itself safe. It's like, I don't know about you, fella. So it's just gonna bite and bite and bite. But this is a baby of a swan is called a signet. So this is a signet. And so when it's born, it is not the color of a swan because it needs to be able to hide. When it's a great big old swan, it's tough enough to protect itself. But when it's a little baby like this, it needs to be able to hide. And a little baby swan is super soft because they are covered with down. So while it's busy biting my finger, if you guys want to see how soft it is, it can bite me instead of you. And if you've ever felt a down pillow, this is where down comes from. It's decent swans. I can get it down where you can reach it. It's very soft. Isn't that soft?
Very small.
Fortunately, it's busy biting me instead of you, but it doesn't bite hard. So that, guys, is a signet, a baby of a swan.
Did it feel so soft? Yeah.
You worried about him?
He's okay.
Yeah, he's good. He likes to be out.
He's just trying to get home.
He's going to see how to catch it.
Watch it, look at there, see? Oh, looky here. Look who's here.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up seeing the big fella outside. Let's go on out here to the camel platform. I'm going to show you guys the biggest camel on the East Coast.
Can we put Willie up? You okay with putting Willie up?
Yes, sir. Out there. Hey, come here, boo-boo. All right, guys, so these are our two adult male camels. These two are Ed and Abu. Ed and Abu are both 15, 16 years old. They are utterly codependent. They were born on the same farm a few days apart. They have never, ever been apart. These guys are dromedary camels. That's the one-hump camels. And the most interesting thing about a camel is their ability to store and use water in the form of fat. On the hottest day in the desert, a camel can go, hey, come here, boo-boo. Boo-boo, hey, come here. On the hottest day in the desert, the camel can go 10 days to 2 weeks with not one single drop of water. In that period of time, sweetheart, you want to give my camel a carrot? Come right over here. Right over here, and you can just hold the carrot out, and as soon as he sees it, he's going to come and eat it. Come. So on the hottest day in the desert, these guys can go 10 days to 2 weeks with not one single single drop of water. You got the camera ready for this? They can go 10 days to 2 weeks with not one single drop of water. In that period of time, a camel can lose 30% of its body mass to dehydration. If they had actually done that, their hump up top would be loose and floppy, hanging off one side or the other, the way that Deuce's humps are laid over sideways right now. But Grandpa can hold that carrot for you. He's a big old camel, isn't he? His name is Abu.
Uh-oh.
Is she doing it? With help from people.
There you go. So if they did that, their hump would be loose and floppy, hanging off one side or the other. When the camel got to the far side of the desert, a camel that size could drink 50 gallons of water in under 3 minutes. A camel this size can do about 30. So that when the camel gets to the other side of the desert, it's going to drink literally 30 to 50 gallons of water in 3 minutes. That begs the question, where does the water go? The only tank in the camel is his stomach, and his stomach only holds 7 to 10 gallons of water. And yet he's going to drink 30 to 50 all at once. So this guy has another trick. He is the kissing camel. So if you come up to him and you go, boo boo, hey buddy, and you will give you a kiss like that. You have a bug on your nose? What you got there? Oh, you bumped his nose on something. A little spot on his nose. Alright, so the way that it works, as the camel dehydrates, his red blood cells go from oval just down to flat. His fat cells shrink all the way down. So normal for a camel is what we would call super morbidly obese. Super dehydrated for a camel is what we would call normal. Camels, like people, are born with the approximate number of fat cells you're ever going to have. But camels, like people, their fat cells can be very different size at different times in their life. So as the camels dehydrate, their fat cells and their blood cells shrink. As the camel drinks all the water, they just blow right back up. So for a human to go from a normal size fat cell to a super morbidly obese size fat cell is months or years of unlimited access to ridiculous amounts of food. For a camel, it is only about 40 seconds on an individual. I was just looking at the zebra. You can see the baby moving inside of her right now. For a camel, it's only 40 seconds on an individual cell basis, about 3 to 3.5 minutes on a whole body basis. For a person, it's months or years. The camel, he has 3 eyelids. His first eyelid closes to make his eye watertight. You can give him a carrot if you like. His second eyelid closes against the sand, but he can see through it. His third eyelid closes to close his eyes. They're all 3 voluntary muscles. He can choose to close 1 or 2 or 3 of them. His lips close up airtight and watertight. You want a piece of camel hair? That's what camel hair feels like. His lips close up airtight and watertight. His nose has about 1 billion little hairs in it. All those hairs on it in his nose strip all the water vapor out of his breath as he breathes out. So that he's breathing out only dry air. And then as he breathes in, all that same water vapor stuck on all those little hairs moisturizes his air on the way down to his lungs. Not so many people are aware that camels are just as good in the cold as they are in the heat. It does get below freezing at least half the nights of the year in the desert. As soon as the sun goes down, there's nothing to hold the heat in the desert, so it drops straight down below freezing. There are about 5 million wild camels in the world right now, and they are wild all the way from the Sahara and Gobi deserts all the way up into Siberia. There are wild camels that live in Siberia where it gets 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit below zero, and they can withstand that. So they are pretty much just the ultimate survivors. Last animals out here are full-size kangaroos. They're laying here on the ground right next to us. 2 more just moved outside from inside today. They are laying there next to the male. So the male is the bright red one. The redness of a red kangaroo is a male hormone-driven trait, so the breeding males will remain that bright red color, and the females turn that bluish gray color right away. So these two females laying around with the male right here just moved out yesterday from being inside drinking bottles for all their life up until now. And so they are both 16 months old. He is right at 4 years old. And you can tell when the male is breeding the females because the redness of the red kangaroo is due to his musk glands. And as he breeds the females, the redness of him rubs off onto the red of them. Otherwise, it would be really, really hard to know gestationally how far along your kangaroos are, because they only stay pregnant in utero for like 33 days, and after that it's all in the pouch. But when it goes into the pouch, it's the size of a jelly bean, so you wouldn't really know it was there for quite some time yet. There is one female out there who has a baby in the pouch that should be out here in the next month. It's just starting to stick its face out of the pouch occasionally. Doesn't do it very often at all, but it's just starting to. We shaved this guy all over his body, but he's still got loose hairs coming out all over his head and neck where he didn't get shaved. What we're doing is shedding the camel out right here. They do have a summer coat and a winter coat. So their summer coat is thin and buff colored like this, reflects the heat of the sun, doesn't hold heat in. Then their winter coat is thick and dark. So their winter coat can be 5 or 6 inches thick and very dark colored. And so their winter coat absorbs the heat of the sun, and then it does keep heat in. This guy does happen to be my favorite animal on the farm. His name is a Boo. We call him Boo Boo. And the reason he's my favorite is he's sweet and loving, sort of a dog. So he and I get along real well. This guy's on TikTok all the time because it seems like he's always doing something cute. We should put him in with the cute squad.
Yeah.
Tell him he's cute squad senior, right?
Papa cute.
Yeah. I guess if they were Smurfs, he'd be Papa Smurf. Right? Come to me, my little Smurfs. Guys, did you have any questions about any of the animals you saw on the tour today?
Zebras, when zebras are born, you always get, are they a solid color or the bad?
Nope, they're striped.
They are striped.
Right when they're born, yep. And that one over there should have a baby in the next couple of months. She's wild, so we don't have her ultrasounded to know exactly how pregnant she is. But you can see the baby moving around inside of her, so that is at a minimum 9 months, and they are pregnant for 12 months. And when that baby is born, it will nurse from its mother for about a week and make sure it gets all its colostrum and such, and then it'll be out here on the farm tour. And it will be one that you can bottle feed here on the farm. That should be by the end of summer. Keep an eye on our website and you'll know when there's a baby zebra for sure. So when a kangaroo is born, it's the size of a jelly bean. It goes up into its mother's pouch, latches onto its teeth, and doesn't let go even once for a minimum of 90 days. At 90 days, they start to nurse and release, nurse and release. The whole first 90 days of myth, the mother is making something sort of like colostrum, hyper-nutritious milk, because it's basically nursing an embryo. As the baby starts to nurse and release, it shifts over to making regular milk. The baby will stay in the pouch. The first time it'll stick its face out of the pouch is 6 months of age. The first time it'll jump out of the pouch is about 7 months of age. It'll continue to go in and out of the pouch until about 8.5 months, and then it'll be out full time. It'll be weaned at about 10 months. Now, if you're ever going to have friendly kangaroos such as what we have here, you absolutely must start bottle feeding them right at 7 months, or you'll never ever have a friendly kangaroo. So much so that the bright red one that's in the baby pen in there, I'm raising as a favor to the breeder, because our breeder male, we can walk up to him and pet on him and he'll give kisses and such as that. And the breeder's been breeding kangaroos for 30 years and he's never seen a friendly breeding male before. And the reason more people don't bottle feed kangaroos is, even though it's super cute, it's prohibitively expensive. We spend a lot of money bottle feeding kangaroos around here, and nutritionally they don't need it beyond 10 months. That's when they would be weaned in the wild. We feed them until they're 16 months old. That's how we get really friendly kangaroos. But on our kangaroo encounter here, you walk around with them and pat them and such. Most places you don't. So if you go to a zoo that has a walk-through, generally there are two that come to the path. That's the two that were bottle fed. The rest just kind of lay around and know you're not allowed to leave the path. So they got a little tricksy dude over there.
Wait, 2 birds. How old?
70, give or take. Yeah. And it's true of many prey type animals that they get much older in captivity than they do in the wild. So like that iguana, if he was wild, there's no way he would live to be 18 plus years old. As prey type animals age, it's easier for predators to catch them and harder for them to find enough food to remain alive. But in captivity, nothing is hunting them, and we bring them their food. So captive prey type animals can get much older than the wild ones. So for instance, a swan, the theory is that in the wild they live about 20 years. From the wild,
Hey guys, you were watching some of the farm tour. I need to go over here and empty the water for some of the horses. Actually, sorry, for some of the camels. I thought I'd bring you all around. Check out some of these wagons. Here are covered wagons where you can stay here on the farm. It's pretty amazing. You can see just right there from inside the wagons. You can see the beautiful Ocoee River. Here's the covered wagons. Got an awesome playground. And that's where we're heading next. That's the Riverside cabin right there with that green roof. And then right there is Ed. He's our big camel. He weighs almost 2,000 pounds. How crazy is that? This is Ed from a different angle. Look how cool he looks. Guys, we are located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. It is paradise here. We'll do a little slow turn of the farm. That pavilion's pretty awesome for having some coffee. That right there is Chillicothe Mountain. You can drive up there and have a great view of Parksville Lake. Sunsets are gorgeous. That barn that we're looking at is the equestrian barn, where the horses and Scottish Highland cows are. That building right there is the Camel condo. There's room for 10 people up above. It has a jacuzzi, swinging beds, 2 hidden bunk rooms. It is amazing. Right there's the kangaroo pen, camel platform. As we spin around, you'll start to see the cabin, or excuse me, the wagons again. There's one of our wagons. There's another one. You imagine chilling in that wagon. We got AC, you got Wi-Fi, you can sit there and hang out at the river. The Ocoee River is right there. It is beautiful. And then we have an awesome playground for the kiddos. So something for everybody. We're gonna head over here and empty out these containers.